Hi, it's Joey Reynolds back on my bird watch, the Bird Eyewitness News. The owl quake? Is that what? I'm so sensitive. You have to be these days because we have vaccines that nobody knows where they're going. You know, we've all had these vaccines and we don't know what else is in them. They may have made us Republicans or Democrats. They may have made us communists. The vaccines may have made us cured of the COVID and nothing else. Yeah, see, we don't know what's in that serum. You know, when you let that was a big argument. People didn't want to get that shot because they were thinking the government is trying to control us. How could they control 350 million people who are crazy? There's no government going to control this country ever, no matter what. Kings have tried. Presidents who became kings have tried. Dictators have tried. The people who have done the best with this country are the people of this country. You know, when we don't like something, you know what we do is we're built, first of all, to be aggressive. You know, look at our sports. Look at everything we're doing. Now the women who are owning teams, celebrity women, like, is that the soccer or the world tennis now? Billie Jean King, remember her? She was a great tennis player, but boy, was she ever butch. I remember dealing with her years ago when my friend Dick, what's his name? He's not my friend anymore. Used to manage the world tennis team. And I got friends with John McEnroe's brother, Patrick, who was the head of the world tennis. And you know, they say, do you play bad tennis? I say, no, but I play badminton. I'm not an active sports guy, although I've seen this kid who is in college that has tossed the fastest ball in baseball history. He's 10 miles faster than the average, and this kid was on television today. I actually watched TV. I sinned. It's don't be a sinner, you know. Stay with me here on the internet. I was on WABC last night, the radio, with a nice Italian kid, Frank Morano, and he's on All Night, the show that I used to have on the other station, and I was on WOR for about 15 years, and he was asking me what it's like to do an all-night show. I mean, I don't know. It was a job. You get money, you go to work. See, I always thought of this as being a profession of it was a society of dunces. You know, the dumber you are, the more successful you are, because the less argumentative you are. Yet in radio, on the phones, you have to argue. They want you to be argumentative. They want you to come up with things that are contrary to what everybody is saying and thinking, so that you create some sort of a control issue. People will control each other if they win this argument. I don't think anybody's going to control another person. I'm going to go back to square one. This is 350 million people here. It's upside down. You're not going to get any one thing. How can you get one thing from all of these people who have their own thing? It's not going to happen. But we can agree to put up with each other. That we can agree to do. We can agree to get out of the way. We can agree to say, okay, you do it your way, and I'll just do it my way. That's the best way to compromise. The other one is to leave it out of the court system because, judges are lawyers. You know where they're going. And they're going to go to hell when they die. No, where are they going? They're not going anywhere fast. And even today, and I'm watching I sinned again. I watched the TV. They had Johnny Depp was on with his Johnny Depp. It's a trust issue. You know, when you don't trust someone, it takes the fun out of lying. You don't want to lie anymore. And that's what happened. You know, they don't trust each other. And so they decide now they're going to split the money and they're going to defame each other. Why would you take an award-winning star like that and try to make him look bad? He can make himself look bad too by talking. If he just sat down and said, yeah, you're right, and here's the money. That probably is the easiest way out of anything these days, because people will do anything for money. You know, they'll stand on their heads for an hour if you promise that you're going to pay the mortgage for them. People will not want. We're all about money. All about money. We have not always been this way. Some people say, well, we always were this. No, we weren't. Just because the electronics is here and we have better communication. On the talk show, back to my point last night with Frank Morano, when I was on WABC being interviewed by him or talked to by him, I don't know what he edited because we pre-taped it. But I talked to him about what I thought was going on in our country that I think should really be taken and put in the light. And that is that most people in our country, in the United States of America, really are good family people. And everything that's involved is to keep the family happy. You know, that's why you go to amusement parks. That's why you go on cruises. You keep your wife happy, keep your husband happy. People do things to keep each other happy when they love each other. When you don't like each other, then you send them alone. I thought, what did I say last night? I says, they asked me about living in Florida. Incidentally, you know, Twitter is going to move down here now with the new ownership of Twitter. They're going to open their headquarters. Going to be in Florida. We got too many people down here now. It used to be a great place because it was tax-free, and it was a lot of room, a lot of space. Put up with a few months of hot weather, and then, you know, stay in the air conditioning, go to the pool. But now people want to live here because they discovered the great secret of staying out of hurricanes, tornadoes, and blizzards. I knew that a long time ago. I'm from Buffalo. Why can't I be from normal parents? You know the routine. So here we are in a society of dunces, and I'm a member, and we are now trying to figure it out. And the best way to figure it out is to leave it alone. It'll figure itself out. That's my opinion. You know, I think the less involvement we have, the better off we are. But we keep trying to make these stagings. You know, we made a return of the Oscars, made a return of the Super Bowl, made a return of all this crowd stuff. It's all about money. It's not. People aren't returning to these things because they are in love with it. The audience may be, the fans are, not the owners. It's corporate caca. And so I'm a member of that. I'm celebrating Fashion Week in New York. I'm making my own statement down here in Florida. I have a very fashionable jacket here that I'm wearing in the Florida heat. Speaking of the heat, we got that team that's playing Philadelphia, and I didn't know which way to go. You know, when I lived in New York, I was all about the Giants. When I was in Buffalo, I was all about the Bills. When I was in Philly, the 76ers. When I was in Denver, the Nuggets. You know, I'm really a chameleon. You know, wherever I am, not a comedian, chameleon. Wherever you plant me, I grow. You know, put me here, and I stay wherever you put me for a while until someone comes and picks me up. And they don't give me money. You know, see, nobody wants to pay me for this stuff. And the reason they don't want to pay me for it is because it doesn't have a value on it. It doesn't have 1 million hits or 600 million hits. If something has 600 million hits, that doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean that everybody liked it. It doesn't mean that everybody stayed with it or came back to it. It just means you got somebody clicked on something. Do you know how many people that clicked me off all my life? I told them to go click themselves. I've had that all my life on radio and television. People go over to the set and they say, click, you're done. Now what we do is we click on something to click it off. We click on it, and that means that's a vote. That shows that we liked it. Doesn't mean that we liked it. It means that you sampled it. It means you were there for a second. Doesn't mean anything. Now I'll tell you, on radio and television over the air, when there's a click, it means someone is voting against you. You're off. I had this guy one time in a bar that yelled at me. He says, "I'm going to burn you off my set." Oh, thank you very much. Put his house on fire that night. So now the police come and investigate me, right? I didn't cause the fire. The guy threatened me, but I didn't even report it. I did mention it to someone on the air. See, as soon as you say something on the air, then the FBI comes in. But I'm the guy that knows that J. Edgar Hoover was buried in a sundress. So I don't really have a lot to hide, you know. Like, what was I asked? Frank Moreno asked me last night, what do I think about Disney and the flack with the governor in Florida and all of this? I said, all I do is I put on a Cinderella dress and go out to lunch. I don't pay any attention to any of this crap. Let it go. Let the tailgater pass. You'll do a lot better. And screw Geico. I take my owl, I want it to eat that stupid lizard. It's a Reynolds wrap.